In this tutorial video, we are going to construct a similar triangle, but with a different perimeter. So the question will be construct a triangle similar to this isosceles triangle, but with a different perimeter. So we'll be given a triangle like this isosceles triangle, which has got one of the sides 50 millimeters. Then we are required to draw a similar triangle with the perimeter of 100 millimeters. So the steps are as follows. Okay, let me get a paper so that we can understand the steps. Draw the given triangle. So this triangle that we have been given is an isosceles triangle. We know how to construct an isosceles triangle. So we have got, let's say, A and B with the side 50 millimeters. Then we stand with a compass. Excuse me. We stand with a compass and make an arc here, So the isosceles triangle will be like that. Okay, so after constructing that, we are told to produce this length. Okay, produce BC in both directions. So we produce this length from here, we produce that length there, and this length we also extend it there. Okay, so we can name this as D and this as F. Okay, so after we have done this, we are told with a compass on C. Okay, we can skip this since we have used this same radius to make that. Okay, then afterward we draw a line from here to there, which is equal to the perimeter of the triangle that we want to construct. Then from there, what we do is we are said join EG. Okay, so we join this one from here to there, then with parallel line to this one, with parallel line to this one. Then we measure this distance and make an arc there, measure this distance, make an arc there. Then this is a triangle that we are looking for. So that is just an idea of what we are supposed to do. So let's construct it in reality. I always like to make a straight line, a faint straight line with my T-square. Okay, that should serve as my datum line. Okay, so the first thing is we have to produce the first triangle that we have been given, an isosceles triangle with the sides 50 millimeters. Okay, so I'm going to choose this one as my point A. Then I have to produce 50 millimeters. So 50 millimeters is something like this on my T-square. Okay, that is my 50 millimeters. So if I stand there, that will be my point B. Okay, that will be my point B. Then I'm going to make an arc on top there. I change the direction, the position rather, and make an arc there. So the first triangle that we have been given, we have produced it. It is that one. So this, let me mark this as point C. Okay, so that is my point C. So I'm just simply going to connect that with an outline. Okay, with an outline. There we go. Perfect outline. Perfect outline. Okay, so now we have produced this isosceles triangle with the sides equal to 50. Then now we are asked to produce another triangle that is similar to this, but has a different perimeter, and that perimeter should be, we are told it should be 100 millimeters in the question, I think so. Yes, the perimeter is 100 millimeters. So the step that we have to do now is we have to produce this distance here. BC, we should produce it here, and the AC, we produce it there. And how do we do it? Beginning with the BC, so we measure that distance there, and produce it this side, okay? Then we also measure AC, okay? We measure AC and produce it this side. So we can mark this as A, B, C. This should be D. This should be E. Okay, so we have produced those. So remember that BC is equal to BE. AC is equal to AD. That's how we find this. Then the next point is to make a line from D. Let me just mark D. D is here and E is here. Okay, so that at least when I go there, I know where the compass should stand. So we produce a line at any angle. Let me remove my T-square, okay? At any angle of my choice. And just this line should be equal to the given perimeter, which is 10 of the triangle that we are looking for. Okay, 10 centimeters, which is equal to 100 millimeters. Okay, so I'm just trying to tilt it so that I can achieve what I want. So if I make a faint line from there, I want to believe this is equal to 100 millimeters. Let me measure my 100 millimeters. From 10, it should go all the way up to 20. That is 100 millimeter. Or from 0 to 10, it is still the same. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, I'm there. Now, you guys, you don't need to use this. You can just pick your set square and measure 100 millimeter. It should be here. You get the point? You can do that quickly. I'm just used with a compass, so it doesn't matter which way you use. You see, it's exactly where it's supposed to be. So 10 is there. So I'm going to mark, since this is DE, this should be F. The next point is to join E and F, this. All right, so I'm going to connect these two lines to, these 2 points. I'm going to produce them right there. Okay, so the next point is I have to draw a parallel line from B coming there and from A coming there. Okay, so how do we produce a parallel line? You guys know how to use set squares to produce a parallel line, and what we do is we're going to use this one to make the parallel. Then I'm going to clamp it using this one so that I can easily slide it. So I can slide over there, and that would be my B. Okay, my B to the other line. Okay, just be straight. It should be there. Okay, there. Then I do the same at A. A is sliding over there. Okay, so you see, so now if this is E, A, B, C, D, E, F, I can say this is G, this is H. Okay, at these points here. So these 3 lines are parallel. The next thing I have to do is to measure GD. Okay, measure GD. So just to do the correct thing and measure GD. Okay. I'm a bit slow because I don't want to obstruct you. So at least I'm very sure that this is closer. So using G, I'm going to make an arc at G. Okay. I'm going to make an arc. That is the arc. All right, then the next thing I have to do is measure this one and the F. Okay, that should give me almost, it's there almost. I also make an arc right there. Okay, so these 2 arcs are meeting there. After H is what? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So that intersection, I'll name it as point I. Then that is the triangle that I'm looking for. From here up to there. Okay. It's an outline. So I'm taking my time. It's an outline. So you can tell that this is an isosceles triangle and it has a perimeter of 100. So we have produced the triangle that we needed. So we are given the first triangle, then we produce a second triangle. So that's how we work around it. See you in the next video.